Hello, good morning. Welcome to our assembly for today. It's Wednesday, and I'm sure some of you can tell me what the theme for the week is. I've totally forgotten. I'm going to have to be reminded by the intelligent, clever, wonderful children of Wincham. What were we talking about in our assembly on Monday? That's right, we were talking about harvest. So what I'm going to do is, as normal, share some things with you so that you can have a bit of a think about it. Here we go. Which of those global goals might we be talking about if we're thinking about harvest? Okay, now specifically, we've got something very particular in mind today. So we've got harvest, but we're going to be thinking about the food bank. Okay, and some of you have been really, really wonderful and helped out with your local food bank, either been to the food bank or helped supermarkets and put things in the food bank collection box. And we're going to think a little bit today about that. So if you think about food bank and giving food to people, what do you think the global goals might be that are relevant if we're thinking about giving food to people and making sure that everybody's got enough food? Let's go back and have a look at them again. Which ones of those would be really, really important about food? Okay, talk very quickly as a class. Share your ideas. Pause the video. Right. I think when I looked at this, I got these: no poverty, zero hunger, and good health and well-being. And we're going to come back to those at the end of the assembly and see how they relate to the things that we've been learning about while we're talking today. So let's have a look. Fundamental human rights every person should have. Well, one of them is the right to food, and we should all have enough food. So we talked in the assembly on Monday about sharing food and making sure that we'd all got enough food, because the world can provide food to feed twice its current population. Okay, so there's more than enough food to go around. But like we said, a lot of it is in some countries and not in other countries. And it's not fair. We've all got a right to have a full tummy so that we're not poorly, we're not ill, we're not upset or grumpy. And Theresa May, who was the Prime Minister in 2017, when she was asked what her superpower would be, said, "I think I'd want to make sure that everyone in the world had access to clean water and sufficient food so we didn't see people starving." And that's such a lovely thought, to be thinking about other people. And I know that, I've been talking to people around school who've been thinking about how they can help other people, how they want to support other people because they've been helped. So do we experience real hunger in the UK? When you think of people going hungry, where do you see it happening? So the first question, well, do we experience real hunger? Is it, I'm a bit hungry, I fancy a banana? Or, oh, is it nearly lunchtime? Is that real hunger? Or is it not having eaten a meal all day? Okay, so what do we mean by real hunger? Have a think about that one. Okay, pause that video, have a think about that. And there's going to be some interesting ideas. So where do you think people might go hungry? Where might you have seen it? I have been in towns where people have been homeless, and people have brought them food that they've gone and bought from a local Costa or somewhere like that, and bought them a sandwich. So we see it all over the place. So let's have a think of who might experience hunger and when or where. So the facts: 13 million people live below the poverty line in the UK. That means they don't earn enough money, they don't have enough money coming in into the household to look after the people who are living there and to provide the things that they need for them. We're not talking about broadband, we're not talking about having an Xbox or having the latest trainers. We're talking about enough money to buy food. Okay, so just something that basic. 1 in 5 mums in the UK skip a meal to feed their children. Okay, 1 out of every 5 mums in the UK. That doesn't mean that it's 1 out of 5 mums of people at Wincham, but across the whole of the UK, 1 in 5 mums in the UK skip a meal. So they say, if I haven't got enough food in the cupboard, I'm not going to have any tea so that you can have your tea. Okay, so think about how that must make mum feel. Well over 1 million emergency food packs were given out in the UK in 2015 to 16. So I know this information is a little bit old now, but this number is getting worse. It's getting bigger. It's increasing. More and more people need these emergency food packs. Now, Foodbank is a place in the local community. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty awesome thing to happen. And they take donations of food, so you can give them food, and then it gives the food bank, the people who work at the food bank, who give their time at the food bank, give this food in packs to people, and we call that in crisis, people who need food because they can't afford to get it from the shops. Literally, there is nothing in the cupboard. It's not they look in the cupboard and go, oh, do you know what? I don't fancy anything in there. Or they don't look in the fridge and go, well, there's bread, there's cheese, there's ham, but I really wanted something different. There's literally nothing there. Okay? People who are in crisis, they've got no way to feed the family. Now, some food banks operate as warehouses or distribution centres. And what they do is they send out stuff to smaller charities. So they have got loads and loads of things. And then there's charities called soup kitchens, for example, where people who don't have a home possibly, or don't have any food, can go to this place and they can get a hot meal. Okay. Now, other food banks distribute the packages of food directly to the clients. So it might be that somebody would say, look, I'm trying to help you. I know you haven't got any money, so go to a food bank. I'm going to send you to a food bank, and they will make sure that you've got something for tea tonight and something for breakfast tomorrow morning. And they give the food straight out to people. Now, food banks can be run by churches, community groups, or specific charities, and they're usually staffed by volunteers, so people will go and give their time and help out. And at my old school, the church that was linked to the school, the church was a food bank, and people would go to the church and speak to the vicar, and he would make sure that they got enough food for the next few days. Right. Now, we don't know how many food banks there are in the UK in total, but the Trussell Trust is a food bank charity, runs over 400 food banks. And we think that's about half the emergency food that's given to people in need. So the Trussell Trust is a really, really awesome charity because it looks out for people who don't have food, and it gives that emergency funding straight away. Now, we know that people of different ages, backgrounds, and ethnicities need food banks. And there's no reason, no one cause for needing a food bank. It could be lots of different things. It could be any number of things. It might be that they've not got enough money coming in. It might be due to unemployment, or not having the right benefits coming in. It might be there's a medical problem, which means they can't work, or something that has just happened in their personal life. So there's no one thing that means that people need a food bank. It could be anything. Okay, and it doesn't matter what colour your skin is, what religion you are. There's lots of different reasons, and there's nothing wrong with needing a food bank. If that's what you need as a bit of help, that's okay. So who needs them? We've talked about this word crisis. So the food bank clients are usually going through some sort of crisis, and they need help and support. And the food banks work in different ways. Some give food to anyone who asks, and some may require that people are referred by outside agencies. So schools and social services and churches and doctors and places like this can say, here's a voucher for some food. You go to the food bank and you can get it. But some places you can just walk in. And when they're at the food bank, the clients, the people who go to the food bank for the food, can get helpful literature leaflets, advice from the volunteers about who else can help them. Because if there's a reason that they need to use the food bank, like they've not got enough money, then there might be somebody who can help with looking for a job or claiming benefits, that sort of thing. So the food banks are all different, but this is kind of what happens for the food bank when they give out these crisis packages. Okay, so members of the public buy tinned and packaged items of food which they leave at food bank collection points, now often in the local supermarkets. And this is the really cool thing, and this is what we're going to come back to at the end of our assembly. Okay, we're going to come back to what we can do to help with this. And this is the crucial bit for us, because I bet you have been to Asda or Morrison's or wherever, and you have seen a food bank collection point. You might have just walked straight past it, but that's what we're going to have a think about at the end of our assembly. Volunteers collect the food from the collection points and take it to the food bank warehouse to be sorted. Okay, and at the food bank warehouse, the food is weighed out and it's logged. The best before or the use by dates are carefully checked and they're highlighted at the top of each thing so nobody gets given out of date food. And the food bank clients visit the food bank at a particular distribution time with a voucher given to them by the school or by the church or whoever. And then these trained volunteers talk to them and ask them what items they need. And they make up a food bank crisis pack and then take it away in their own bags. Now, food banks give out stuff to clients to make sure there's usually 3 days of food, 3 days worth of food in there. Okay, so have a think. What might you, if you were going to design a food bank package, what would you put in it? Okay, what do you think would be really, really helpful? Have a talk now. Go. Right. You've paused the video. You've got some really good ideas. Let's have a look. Let's have a think. Usually, tins and packets. There's no fresh or chilled food because the food bank can't store it. And some food bank clients might not have a fridge to put it in. So it's usually tins and packets. Sometimes it's really quick stuff. So it might be like packets of rice that you can cook really quickly. So it's the real express stuff. Okay. And food bank packages are nutritionally balanced as far as possible. So you've got all the food groups, you've got your protein and carbohydrates and minerals, just to make sure that people can be as healthy as possible. Now, importantly, there's additional items, the sanitary products, toilet rolls, soap, if they've been donated. Now, they're not always standard, but these things are often available because people will put these into supermarkets donation boxes as well. So, quick quiz time. Let's see. The only people who use food banks are homeless, and food banks are staffed by volunteers who give up their free time to help out. Very quickly, talk with your partner, get an answer for both of those. True or false? The only people who use food banks are homeless, and food banks are mostly staffed by volunteers who give up their free time to help out. True or false? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, the only people who use food banks are homeless is false. Food banks are there to help people in a temporary crisis. That's an emergency situation. Some are homeless. Some might be living in rented accommodation. Some might be living in their own homes or an emergency place to live. Food banks are mostly staffed by volunteers. Put your hand up if you said true. Hand up if you said false. Hand up if you didn't say anything. It's true. Food banks depend on volunteers to help raise awareness, to let people know the food banks are there, to collect the food, to stock the warehouse and distribute food packages. Right. Many of the clients helped by food banks are children, and food banks are only found in very deprived areas. You wouldn't find one in an affluent town where there's lots of money. So only places where where everybody is very, very poor. So talk about those things. True or false? Top one, is it true? Bottom one, is it true? Do you think? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And many of the clients helped by food banks are children. True. Is true. Over 188,500 food parcels were given to children by the Trussell Trust during 6 months in 2016. So a lot of people are children because it's a whole family that gets helped. So it's not just mum going and saying, I need food, I'm hungry. It's I need food for the whole family. Okay. And food banks are only found in very deprived areas is false. Food banks can be found in many different areas. And we've got them in Northwich, in Winsford, in Chester, all the way around the area. Okay. So what can you do to help? And this is the point that I was coming back to about finding out where the local food bank is. But actually, you don't necessarily need to do that, because the thing that's important is about talking to mum and dad about supporting the food bank donation boxes at your local supermarket. So what I want you to do is I want you to go to the supermarket with mum and dad. Okay. I want you to have a look around for the food bank donation boxes. It's normally a big wire box, quite large, near the entrance or near the tills. And you can put just a couple of things into your shopping basket, into your trolley, that they can be given to the food bank. So got my tin of soup, and if I go to the supermarket, I buy a tin of soup, I'll buy 2, take one home and put it in the cupboard, and put the other one in the food bank collection tin. So I buy one for me, one for someone else. Dead easy, dead straightforward. So even by spending 70p on a tin of soup, or even less with other things, you can help somebody else. And that would mean that somebody goes to bed with a full tummy. You know how miserable it is being hungry, but if you can do that one thing, and you can help persuade mum and dad to do that one thing, it might mean that somebody, maybe a boy or girl like you, will go to bed with a full tummy that night, not hungry and upset. So there is the shelves in a food bank. All of those things. There's cereal, there's tins, there's jars, all sorts of things ready to go out to those people in crisis. Now, at the start of this assembly, we talked about our global goals. Back there. No poverty, zero hunger, good wealth and well-being. So we know that people who don't have enough money, that's called poverty. So they don't have enough money to buy the food they want. So they're hungry. So we're working our global goals. If we can help with the food bank, we're helping other people in Northwich, in our local area, to be healthy and well. Okay? So those 3 things, through Harvest and through the food bank, are linked together. Now, there is a really important thing, because we're talking about Harvest, and we know that Harvest happens in the autumn, right? But does that mean that we should only help with the food banks in the autumn at harvest time? Should we only help people with the food banks at harvest time? Talk, go. Now, I hope everybody said the answer to that one is no. This is something we can do all year round. This isn't something that is just a thing at autumn time. This is something that is happening throughout the year, and people need food banks right the way throughout the year. It could be any time of the year when they need it. So those food bank donation boxes are there right the way throughout the year. So on my way home, because this is actually my lunch, I'm going to eat my soup today, and then I'm going to need to buy some more. So I'm going to call at the supermarket on the way home. I'm going to buy 2 tins of soup, 1 for my lunch tomorrow, and 1 to put in the supermarket's donation box for the food bank. So I know that somebody will be going to bed with a full tummy because I've helped them a little bit. And we talked at the start of this about how there was more than enough food in the world to go around. So I'm helping somebody else who doesn't have that food. I am sharing to make it fair. Okay? So have a think about that. You've got a job to do there, guys. I want you to go to the supermarket with mums and dads and check out that food bank donation box and see if you can badger your parents, pester your parents to donate to the local food bank. Okay, there you go, guys. There's your assembly for today. Have a lovely, lovely rest of the day. Bye.